That guy nearly came right up to my coffee cup. So if you remember last year when I had Noro and then I came back out and I was struggling so much, and the last night on trail I had a fox just about come in through the door. Just had what looks like the same species fox, all but like knock over my coffee cup. I really hope that's not a sign. I want to get out of Colorado and finish this damn trail. There are always chunks of any given day that I enjoy, no matter, how bad it's going. Even if you're soaking in rain or being blown off the ridge, you still have those little spectacular views or those, little unique animal encounters or things like that. But I will admit, part of my mind is always just kind of running through how much I want to be done with the CDT. That does happen with any long trail. I remember having conversations with my mother at the ends of the PCT and the Eastern Continental Trail about, I was really enjoying it. I was going to finish. I loved the whole adventure, but I was ready to be done. And this trail has been taking up mind space for the last year as I'm like, okay, gotta go back and finish. In other news, as far as gear breaking down, this is my Nitecore 20K, aka the Nitecore that hasn't failed. Unfortunately, see, I get this because it has a USB-C port. USB-C ports are faster than these USB-A. Unfortunately, this battery is giving me issues. I had this full in the hotel and it's down to 3 dots. So it's having capacity issues also. And yes, I keep it in my sleeping bag. The other thing is the USB-C ports appear to be failing. USB-C takes a much higher input, and so I can charge in just a couple of hours. As far as the batteries, I'm done with these Nitecore batteries. This is the third 20K to go on the fritz, and I had, 2 NB10Ks fail. I have a Nitecore, or I have an Anker ordered ahead to the stop after Chama. Hopefully this doesn't go out completely. You can see it's down to 3 dots already. I thought I had fully charged it at the hotel. Seems like the USB-C ports are going in and out. For the moment, I can use the USB-A. I tried to standardize on USB-C. It's a better connector and things go faster, and that matters when you're needing to charge quickly in and out of town. I do, however, carry a USB-C to USB-A, so I can work off this for a while, but I have no faith in this brand at this point. Stomach resolved itself late last night, but that was rather unpleasant for most of the night. Normally when I end up stopping early, I'm like, oh, hey, I can watch an extra episode or two of a TV show, but I was basically just lying there in misery. I don't know what caused it. I'm guessing that kind of questionable grocery store wrap I had for lunch, but who the heck knows. I'm actually getting a late start today. I've been trying to figure out a replacement for that Nitecore battery that's on the fritz, because that's one of those things that I really can't have going out on me when I'm doing these longer carries down south. I need something that works. I have absolutely had it with Nitecore as far as their battery qualities. I've now had five of them and run into issues with every single one. So, hey, 9:30 after a highly frustrating morning. But hey, at least I had reception, and at least I'm not completely screwed if that battery is fritzing. It's possible I might be able to make it through the section with just that Walmart 10K if I'm careful. So my battery won't be in Chama because we couldn't find anything in time to get it there, but it will be at the next town after that. Now if I get to Chama and those damn USB-C ports aren't working for charging, then I'm going to have an issue. I get highly frustrated with this because it's not like I didn't do research into these things. Look at reviews, stuff like that. And I usually check Reddit and other places because, a lot of different companies will astroturf with fake reviews. Go look on Amazon at all the no-name batteries or other electronic products out there. And they have a ton of just visibly fake reviews to them. And it's bad enough here where I'm still relatively close to civilization. There's some week-long sections where I'm out. But at least I have, worst case, my parents and other friends around here that can help me out if I need. But I mean, we're planning to do the Yukon year after next, paddling it. And we're going to be a little more remote up there. And I work really hard to stay ahead of gear failures and things like that because I don't want to be stuck around town for a week waiting for something to arrive. I've managed to completely avoid that sort of thing for, what, 4 years now? So the stop, 90 miles south of Chama, which I'm afraid to pronounce because I get everything wrong, but it's like Abaquido or something like that. I will have a 24K battery waiting for me, and that should at least get me through the rest of this trip. I'll also be swapping shoes again because the Ultras are doing what Ultras do. That is going to be another priority for the off season. I have a couple of brands like Brooks Cascadia and New Balance where I've heard that maybe they have a wide enough last on them to work for me. Obviously, after the issues with the Topo Ultra Venture this spring, I'm a little wary of swapping shoes on trail. I'm pretty sure if we did a cost analysis of where we're spending our money and where we could be saving money on trail, my shoes would probably be the top category there. Sadly, shoes are very, very particular. Everybody has different feet. You know, people often have 2 different size feet, things like that. And so there are people that are very lucky. They have small, narrow feet and they can make brands like Hoka work. And then there's people like me where it has to be really, really wide. I need, you know, Ronald McDonald clown shoes. And unfortunately, at least so far, I mean, there's always hope I'll find something. Ultras have been the one thing that has fixed all of that. It was bad enough when they were honoring their warranty for any time I had a failure under 300 miles, which is their official like warranty statement. But after a while, they stopped honoring them. We were providing receipts and everything, and no go. The guy in Pagosa that was let me test all those water filters, he said he's actually talked to Ultra reps and they just don't care about the thru hiker market because they make a whole heck of a lot more money from runners. Runners tend to spend a lot of money, and they're not going to put as much wear on things. So they are aware that they basically own the thru hiker market, but there's just no cost benefit to it. I really wish somebody would just completely rip off the old Ultra Lone Peak 3.5 though, because that seems to be consistent. All of us that have issues with the newer Lone Peaks or Olympuses, if any of us ever had them as that far back, and I had a pair on the PCT I was lucky enough to find in Idlewild, those things lasted 500-600 miles or more easy. So if you want a business idea, there you go. Find an old pair of Ultra 3.5s, rip them apart, and just make a knockoff pair that does exactly what they do. Don't change a damn thing. You will own the thru hiker market as far as shoes. I will, guarantee it. And I'll buy 20 pairs off you to help you start your business. The CDT. The worst part of all the blowdowns is just eventually I start putting holes in my legs, or even worse, my shorts. Legs heal, shorts have to be replaced. And more importantly than the shorts, damn it, I was trying to be so careful. I like these sleeves, but they've got no resistance to rips. Okay, this is apparently going to be slow going today. I have been spoiled since I've been back here. Since I've basically been on the Colorado section, or Colorado Trail. Oh, not a lot of these down logs. Oh yes, Anaconda. I'm getting PCT flashbacks here. Huffing and puffing smoke. Hard to tell if it's the smoke or the remains of my altitude cough, but this has been hurting. My lungs are just struggling here. Since I'm still only about 350 miles in, anybody who started at the monument is obviously outpacing me as they go by. It's not going to last forever, but oh boy, it is nice having a new filter. Just had to do a bit of cross country because I realized I was following a cow trail instead of the CDT. But now that I'm back on the CDT, I'm noticing that cow trail was kind of more established than this. Man, I sure feel under the weather.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds like the fact that you guys haven't had.
Well, that was odd. Former thru hiker named TDub, who was out here last year, we must have like crossed in at one of the towns, actually had a van set up, trail magic, hot dogs, whole setup, like something you see on the AT. Another hiker just came up, one of the ones I met right outside of Grand Lake actually, and was just so overwhelmed by the options. Not the sort of thing you expect to see out here on the CDT. On the plus side, I was having a kind of a rough day with my cough, and that killed like an hour, so now I have an excuse to quote unquote stop early, but not because I'm a wimp, but because I had to take advantage of trail magic. 2,000 miles last year and don't think ever had anything like that. The other guys that were there when I arrived, same thing. They said they hadn't seen anything like that this year. So, had a hot dog, had some chips, a donut, some other food. I decided to avoid the beer since I've been having a rough enough time out here. But the Gatorade was nice. So I'm going to go a little further. I've got kind of a bubble of hikers around me. So I want to find some spot quiet. Apparently he was set up at Cochetopa too and thought he just barely missed me. Funny thing is, people say, oh yeah, I've seen your videos. But they think that whenever I post it is when I'm hiking it, despite the fact that I always put the date on the map at the start of every single video. I don't intentionally introduce any sort of posting delay, and if I really had my wish, I would upload every night, you know, hike the day, edit everything, post it. But the reality of a trail like this is it's going to be like a week behind. Good news is I seem to have a weather window, at least for the next couple of days. Bad news is I seem to be up ahead of the CDT southbound bubble, and I'd generally rather be behind it. I just don't have the trail legs of the people that started at the monument, so oh well. Probably spread out once it gets down to New Mexico with all the alts and shortcuts and things. So I've seen 5 thru hikers today. There was one more right behind apparently, and one incident of trail magic. What has become of the CDT? Everybody who does trail magic is obviously super nice, and I always enjoy meeting them. I do have to say, having been on the AT and been on the less populated ones, the unexpected trail magic like that, those are the ones that you really remember. The AT, it felt like there were people set up at every road and pass practically. Okay. Went a ways off trail, since there seems to be people coming out of the woodwork all around. Hopefully this is just altitude plus smoke, and hopefully the smoke blows a different direction. Everybody's been kind of feeling bad, huffing and puffing up the hills out here. One way or another, just one day at a time. Home sweet home.